Alright, so the internet is great, right? It's this really cool newfangled way of communicating and delivering media and all this other awesome stuff, and it's part of the reason why you and I got to meet, and that's very, very cool. But here's the issue. A lot of people are kind of addicted to it, either certain sites or just internet browsing itself, or whatever. And it's not an addiction like a drug addiction is, like heroin or something like that. But it's still a type of addiction, and unfortunately, it's the kind of thing that can also affect gamers as well. And I know we kind of tailor it to their crowd, so this is going to be kind of relevant to all the above. We need to look at sites like Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, basically the sites that you frequently find yourself on when you're just kind of browsing the internet and killing time. Have you ever found yourself like going on one of those sites and be like, oh, this is cool, just going to pop on, all of a sudden, boom, an hour and a half is gone? All right, how does that happen? And what enters your brain, or what goes on with your brain that kind of keeps that from happening? And a lot of people complain about, not having enough time for things, and a lot of people, I don't have enough time to work out, I don't have enough time to improve my skills, work on my, even for my hobbies or the things I enjoy. And the fact is, a lot of our generation in particular is getting sucked into this never-ending kind of flood of information. And now, I've read a little bit on the subject, and some people claim that we have just basically too much information shoved to us at once, but in reality, what's actually happening is that you are addicted to dopamine. Now, dopamine is one of the chemicals that makes your brain feel happy. Our brain likes dopamine. It makes us feel good. Dopamine can come from a variety of different things: completing tasks, listening to music, working out, stuff like that. When you go on a site like Reddit or Facebook, or some of the new, like the list sites, crack.com and stuff like that, you're basically getting lots of little teeny tiny parcels of information and media just shoved at you at basically as fast a rate as your body can consume it. Same with YouTube videos. Most YouTube videos are pretty short, and you just go, that's funny, and then you go away. And it's creating an immediate little tiny pulse of dopamine. Your brain sees something, it's, oh, that's cool, upvote it, oh, that's cool, share it, oh, I like this. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I like that. And then you get the little shot of dopamine in your brain, and then it goes away. And so you need another little bit of information, another list of, the top 10 craziest videos you've ever seen, or another, you will not believe what this actress was in before now, or, today I learned so-and-so. All of these little bits of dopamine basically kind of just keep getting injected into your brain over and over again when you see awesome stuff on the internet. And after a while, you get addicted to it. And it's the same thing that happens with video games. Video games have, you quest lines, you go do this one small thing, and 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 all of a sudden, boom, you get this great big sword that glows and kills monsters better than the one you had before. Basically, you get addicted to that little reward, little reward, little reward, little reward, and then sometimes big reward. And it's not just because of the internet or just because of video games, but they make it easier to get that now. It used to be a little bit harder, but because everything is becoming so bite-sized, your brain can get little shots of dopamine very, very easily just by hopping on any, top 10 website and like, oh, cool, there's that little bit, that little bit. And it makes it easier to get happy. But the problem is, after you're done browsing, you're kind of like coming down from almost like a sugar rush. It's like you get an adrenaline high, or you get the caffeine high. It's a dopamine high. You're up there. You're like, oh, this is awesome. And then very often after you finish browsing the internet for quite a while, you might kind of feel like, ugh. And when you're browsing, you're like, oh, I should go do that thing, but I don't really want to. And there, of course, is natural human laziness. Sometimes we just don't like to do stuff. But there's also the fact that you're on these uppers, and you come off, and all of a sudden, nothing's flooding your brain with dopamine anymore, and I don't know. So, solutions for this. First off is actually to starve your brain. Get a website blocker or something like that. Give someone you know and love the password to it, and block all those websites that you know cause this kind of flood of dopamine. And I'm not saying like all the time, but like say like here, this is 3 hours that I have. I'm going to do something productive, and I'm going to block these sites first. That's the first thing I'm doing. And just block them. That's it. You can even get plugins that you don't need like a password for. You can just say lock these out, and it's irreversible. You're just locked out of those sites. Another option is to basically give yourself, once you've started yourself with that, once you kind of cut yourself off from your fix, you give yourself a similar way of starting the task that you want to do. You know what I mean? Say you want to write a book. Okay, writing a book is a large endeavor, and if you look at it as writing a book, you're going to get overwhelmed. You want to look at it as small things, like, I'm not going to write a book. Today I'm going to write a sentence. Alright? And if it's working out, it could be, you know, I want to, you know, go and do an hour-long workout. But sometimes if you think about an hour-long workout, it's a little overwhelming at first. Say, okay, I want to go and I'm going to do 5 push-ups. And then I'm going to see where I end up after those 5 push-ups. Much more accomplishable, much more easy for your brain to handle. And doing those 5 push-ups and finishing that small task will get you that same little shot of dopamine. You have to work a little harder for it than just browsing Reddit, but you get a little bit more. And then you do, you know, you do the 5 push-ups. You're like, well, I already started sweating. I might as well do 10 crunches. And you go, I'm going to do 10 crunches. Oh, I feel better. I did 10 crunches. Ooh, starting to get that blood going. A little tired, a little sweaty, but you know, you get that little pulse. You know, basically, you can turn real life activities into the same sort of little micro rewards that you get from the internet, and it's not quite as easy. And you got to work a little harder to set yourself up beforehand. But like, if you even like washing the dishes, like you have a giant mountain of dishes in the kitchen, and this is one of my favorite things to do. Rather than looking at that pile of things in the kitchen, what I do is I empty the sink completely. Take everything out of the sink, I don't care where it is, and stack it on the countertop somewhere. And just take like 3 glasses, just 3 little glasses, put them in the sink. And then you sit there, you wash the glasses. I wish I had a dishwasher. I don't have a dishwasher. But you sit there, you wash the glasses, and you go 1, 2, 3, they're done. Boom, set them off to the side. Oh, look at that. I did 3. And then you turn, you look at the giant pile, and you don't think about the giant pile. You block the giant pile out of your memory. You just grab the plate off the top. And maybe this thing and that thing. Not one thing at a time, but a couple little things. Put them back in the sink. That's all we're focusing on. And little tiny bites, one by one, all of a sudden, everything in the kitchen is clean. And it might not have been as fast as you thought it would be, but it's definitely better than not doing it at all. And sure enough, you sit there, you have, I accomplished this thing, and you'll get that same dopamine high that you did from, you know, browsing Facebook and learning about who's dating who and who did what and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Once you get the stuff done that you need to get done, like your workout, so you get in your practice for your instrument and your work on your hobby for a little bit or something like that, you can still go back to those things afterwards. I mean, Lord knows I love browsing the internet. I practically live online. But sometimes breaking yourself off and looking at the rest of your life as a series of little quest lines, just like in a video game, can do a lot of good for you. And be surprised what you can do with just an hour a day of little tiny quest lines. Alright, just little quest lines. Think about that. You know, some dude wants you to go kill 10 wolves and bring their pelts back. You horrible monster, why would you kill wolves like that? But see, you want to go do these little things, come back, do all these things together, and boom! The dishes are done. Kill 10 wolves, finish your dishes. I don't know. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you again next week when hopefully I have a new fighting guide. Pay attention to social media to find out who it might be. Until then, remember to live boldly.